everyone, and welcome back to physics class. Today, we will talk about scientific notation. So, scientific notation is incredibly useful for describing really big or really small numbers, which is often the case in physics. For example, this long number here, right here, has basically a ton of zeros. And so to simplify this so that we can kind of understand it a little bit better, it turns into something that looks like this. So scientific notation will always start with a number that has one number or one digit in front of the decimal, and then it's being multiplied by a 10 to the power of something. And that something corresponds to the number of decimal places that we had to move. Conversely, if we have a really, really small number like this one down here, let's use a different color. Let's use green here. Like here, it becomes this number with our exponent being negative. So whenever you have a negative exponent, that means it's for a small number. It's for a very, very small number. So when you use a calculator, there's actually a specific button that you can use to put your number into scientific notation. So if we take a look at this calculator right here, let's use a very bright highlighter. There's this button right here. It's called EXP. That is your button that you're going to use for scientific notation. So you would type in your decimal number, then you would press this button right here, and then you would add in your exponent, and then it automatically puts it into scientific notation for you. So this is how this calculator works. On this calculator here, it's the same button, but it's actually in a different spot. Instead of being in this corner here, it's actually at the very bottom right there. So it's the same kind of procedure as using the other calculator. You type in your decimal number, push this button right here, and then you type in your exponent, and it gives it to you in scientific notation. So you just have to pay attention to where those buttons are on your calculator. Now, how do we write in scientific notation? Because sometimes I might ask you to write a number in scientific notation or express an answer in scientific notation. So for large numbers, you're going to move the decimal to the left until there's only one digit in front of the decimal. And you're going to count how many decimal places you moved. This becomes the exponent of our base 10. So let's do an example right here. Our decimal is always going to be at the very end of a big number, right? Unless there's already like a decimal somewhere written down, but right now it's at the end. So we're going to take this decimal and we're going to move it to the left. And we have to count how many times we move it to the left. The way I like to do this is I like to visually kind of show the path of it going. So I will say that it moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 places. You want to have only one number in front of the decimal. So it moved 13 to the right, to the left. And so this answer is going to become 1.39 times 10 to the 13. When you're writing this decimal here, please don't write the zeros. That's what this number is for up here. That's what the whole 10 times 13 is. That replaces all of your decimal points, all your zeros. We don't care about all the other zeros after the 9. If there was a 0 in between, then we would care. For small numbers, we want to move the decimal to the right until there's only one digit in front of the decimal. And of course, we count how many decimal places we've moved. This will become the negative exponent of base 10. So here's an example. So here I have my decimal. I'm going to move to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I moved 11 to the right. So I'm going to rewrite this number as 9.3, because that's where my decimal went, times 10 to the negative 11. Remember, it's negative because this is a small number. And that is what you need to know about scientific notation. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and I will see you all next time.